The newest premium Xbox and PC controller is, well, here. With Nacon's Revolution X Unlimited gamepad offering a unique mix of features, but does it do enough to stand out? Let's find out. Now, Nacon's controller is entering a pretty saturated market, competing against established options like the Xbox Elite Series 2 and, of course, the Razer Wolverine V3 Pro. I've been using this bad boy for the last few weeks, and there's something it does incredibly well, but it's also not perfect. Let's dive in. Now let's get the price out of the way first. The controller costs around $179.99 in the UK and around $200 in the US, which is above the price point of the Xbox Elite Series 2, which has actually just had a price increase, but actually slightly cheaper than Razer's Wolverine V3 Pro at around £200 in the UK. Now let's move on to the features and design of the controller. Being specifically for Xbox and PC, it's no surprise that the controller features the standard A, B, X, Y Xbox buttons with 2 joysticks, a D-pad, a 3.5mm audio jack on the bottom. It's also got an Xbox button, a menu button, a share button and a start button. There are also the standard shoulder buttons, adjustable back triggers and 6 additional buttons, which 2 on the top and 4 are on the back where your fingertips end up. But what isn't standard, even for premium controllers like the Elite Series 2 or even Sony's DualSense Edge controller, is that both the joystick and triggers are Hall effect, meaning not only are they more precise, they're also much more durable and far less prone to dreaded joystick drift. I'm looking at you, Nintendo. The buttons on the controller feature micro switch components too, so they have a lovely satisfying sound, although personally I don't think they sound quite as good as they do on the Razer Wolverine V3 Pro. I've got that here. Let me just go back to the Nacon. Yeah, I prefer the Razer, but let me know what you think in the comments of what sounds better to you. Now, as you would expect, there are loads of customization options as well included in the box. You get 3 sets of weights, which I don't use the weights personally, but I know a lot of players who prefer to add weights to their controllers. You also get 6 joystick heads, 2 D-pads, a storage case, and 4 joystick rings too. So if you don't get on with the controller out of the box, you can quite easily customize it to exactly how you like and adjust it to your playstyle as well. You also get a smart, if slightly basic, charging dock included too, so you can store your device and charge it at the same time. Like so. Without doubt though, the most unique and most useful feature is the LCD screen, which gives players the ability to customize the controller's performance on the fly. And I know what you're thinking, it's not superficial either, no sir, because you can change things like the joystick dead zones, button mapping, audio settings, vibration modes, battery saving options, and even different joystick response curves right from the controller itself. It's genuinely extremely helpful, particularly for gamers who switch from games like FC25 to Call of Duty and then Elden Ring in the same session, for example, like me. That's just an example of my games that I play. You can also do this on the desktop PC app, but the ability to do it on the controller itself is a game changer. And I'm not finished either, because there are also 4 profiles per platform that you can customize and then quickly switch to with the press of a button, which is genuinely really cool, and it's something that I think a lot more controllers should do. Now, in terms of connectivity, it has Xbox Wireless and Bluetooth, although only to Android devices. The wireless connection is available via an included dongle, which according to Nacon has as low as a 2 millisecond latency, which is slightly more than the 1 millisecond latency you get via a wired connection, but I didn't notice the difference, if I'm honest. Now let's take a closer look at the design of the controller, because there's a couple of things that I want to point out. I think the design is really cool. You've got the green Nacon logo right there with the little line. I think that's a nice touch. The green LED to signify that it's in Xbox mode. I think that's really cool. The rubberized grips on the side and on the back are a major plus. I think this is a really great feature of this controller. They go all the way up to the top of the joystick here, which is really nice, and also on the other side as well. It goes all the way up to where the top of the buttons are. So that means however you're holding it in whatever position, it's comfortable. You've always got that rubberized grip, and that's something that you don't get with the Razer Wolverine V3 Pro. It's the same sort of grip that you get on the Elite Series 2, but instead of that sort of spotty rubber, there's sort of lines in the rubber, which just make it just a bit more comfortable and a bit less jarring to hold. I think it's the most comfortable. It's the most comfortable Xbox and PC controller I've ever used, despite it being slightly heavier actually than the other two that I've mentioned, and also bigger in terms of size as well. So if I just put the Elite Series 2 next to the Nacon, you can clearly see there that there's a bit of a size difference there in terms of the form factor of both of these. So that's just something to keep an eye on if you've got slightly smaller hands. But for me personally, I really enjoy using the controller. It's really comfortable. The one thing I would say about the design of the controller, one thing I just picked up on, is that the front material here is similar to the material you get on the Elite Series 2. In that if you're using it, if you're putting your fingers on it after long sessions, it gets quite greasy. There's a it sort of leaves like a greasy mark behind. And I've not been eating Cheetos or anything, honestly. It's just through general gaming. You just get the marks. I don't know if you can make out in the video itself, but I'll just show you the back because that's where I have the most marks. If I just rub my finger on the back here, you can just, I don't know if you can make out the different, you can see it's slightly darker. There you go. Can you see that sort of grease that appears on the back? So just something to keep an eye on with design. Personally, I'm not bothered about that, but it does get a few marks on it, and you do have a cloth included that you can wipe it if you want to. So that's just something to keep an eye on. On the back, you've got the different buttons for the different profiles. You can put it in wireless, Bluetooth, or wide mode, and then there's an A and C button here to change the different modes that you can customize on the screen itself, which is pretty cool. But overall design, I think it looks great. I also really like, I just noticed actually, I noticed that before, but on the joystick, on the right joystick, there's the Nacon logo there on that joystick, which is that's a really nice touch as well. I hadn't noticed that until we recorded the video, so that's really cool. So yeah, design, thumbs up. Well done, Nacon. That's pretty cool. Now, in terms of the performance of the controller itself, whether I was playing FC25 or Elden Ring or Cyberpunk or any game for that matter, I had no issues performance-wise in terms of gameplay. The joysticks are really responsive, really accurate. I felt really good using them. The D-pad's really nice, has a really nice click to it. I also had to mess around with some of the options as well within the menu. For example, I took the dead zone off the joysticks when I was playing Call of Duty, and that really made a difference. I really felt that straight away. The one negative that I'd say in terms of my experience with the controller is that Nacon advertised a 10-hour battery life, which is not that much, and in my testing it was around that as well. When you compare that to the Razer Wolverine V3 Pro, which has a 30-hour battery life, it doesn't sound like that much of a difference, but I found that I was having to charge this a lot more. There was times when I was in the middle of a game and I was like, oh, already? And obviously I know you get the USB-C cable, so you can always plug it in, but I mean, it's not that big of a deal if every time you stop using it, you just put it on the charging dock and just leave it. But the couple of times that I just forgot and I just left it on my desk and I came to use it and the battery was running low, or I had to just plug it in, it was a little bit annoying. So that's just something that 10 hours isn't that much, but I understand obviously this device has got a screen built into it. They've got to make that bright. They've got to include those options in there. So I understand why it's a bit less than the other options, but just make sure that you have the charging dock on your desk plugged in. So overall then, the Nacon Revolution X Unlimited controller, in my view, after using it for the last couple of weeks, I think it's pretty stunning, to be honest. It's a great controller, has really good performance, it's really comfortable to use, and considering the price point, it's expensive. It's a premium controller, but considering it comes in less than the Razer Wolverine V3 Pro, and it has the additional screen, it has all those customization options available to it, I think it's a really, really good option, and it has a really unique mix of features. It feels like it takes the best from the Razer and the best from the Elite Series 2 and just takes them all, puts them in one package, but then with the additional screen as well, it just puts the cherry on the icing on the cake in my view. I think this is probably, well, not probably, this is my favourite Xbox and PC controller that I've used. It's the one that I've most enjoyed using, and in my view it's the easiest to use because of the customization options available just on the fly on the screen. The only downside is the battery life, but I don't think that does enough to warrant me marking it down, considering that it comes with a free charging dock, and as long as you remember to put it on the charging dock every time that you use it, and don't forget like me, you shouldn't need to charge it that much. You should just charge every night anyway. So Here, I give it a 5 out of 5. I don't think I can give it any less than that. I think it's a truly exceptional controller. I've really enjoyed using it, and it's a great option. Although it's a saturated market, I think this controller stands out for its unique features and just the overall package. I think it's probably the most complete Xbox and PC controller out there right now, which is a big compliment, but I'll stand by it. If you like this video, why not you drop a like and get subscribed? We've got loads more hardware reviews coming up, some big ones too, so make sure you don't miss out on those. And if you've got any comments, please leave them down below. If there's any questions that you'd like me to answer, I'll do my best to reply to every single one of you. And if you think that I was wrong on some of the things, fair enough. Drop a comment and let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you guys. But that's all from me. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.